I recently finished my David Von Erich video, and I'm fancying doing a couple random videos before I jump back into covering the Von Erichs. So today I want to ask the question, was Andre the Giant really as giant as we think? Dave Meltzer thinks that Andre was made to look a lot larger than he was, and was in fact only 6'10", which is obviously still giant. I also look at the dude from Celeb Heights and his take on it.
But sarcastic Mark, why make a video about such a non-topic?
Well, because every now and then I go down weird rabbit holes to do with extraordinarily niche topics. I can't stop myself, and I won't stop myself, and I will drag you into them with me kicking and screaming until you're a walking wrestling Wikipedia. Andre was a big lad, a really big lad. You know when someone can make 6'6" look like 5'6", that they're a damn specimen? Famously a gentle giant, Andre had suffered from acromegaly, a rare condition that leads to the overproduction of growth hormone. Allegedly, he was 6'7" at the age of 17. He would continue to grow, and by the time he was measured for his WrestleMania 3 match, he was a whopping 7'4", right?
Right. Wrong!
As you may know, wrestlers tend to round up their heights, whether by their own choice or at the behest of the promoter. Adding a couple inches to a wrestler's height and a few kilos to their weight has been standard practice in wrestling for generations. And in the case of tall wrestlers, it's actually easier to round up. If you've ever met a 7-foot person, you'll know they could have told you they were anywhere between 6'10" or 7'4", and you'd have probably believed them. Why is there a famous story of Vince Sr. being annoyed by Andre the Giant posing for a photo with Wilt Chamberlain? Andre in this photo would appear slightly shorter than Wilt. Even though Andre was wearing thick boots, he still looks an inch or two shorter than the 7'1" Wilt. Allegedly, this photo made Vince Sr. so furious that he would forbid Andre from taking any more photos with basketball stars, leading to Andre avoiding a chance to be snapped with Manute Bol, who was around 7'7". Whilst the card for Mania 3 may bill Andre at 7'4", Andre's passport gives him a height of 7'2". This is a pretty insignificant difference, however. It is still a leap up from when Andre, at the age of 24, was measured. Andre came up short of his 7-foot billing by being measured as just under 6'10" barefoot. Dave Meltzer seems to agree with this measurement as, in his book Tributes, he writes that Andre was not 7'4" or even close to it. Dave estimates that at his peak, Andre may have been 6'10" or 6'11". He mentions how basketball players who met Andre generally estimated him at 6'9", but that because Andre was proportioned rather differently, he could have the illusion of being shorter than other near 7-foot guys. Dave claims that the billing of Andre at 7'4" was created when Andre went to Montreal, alleging that it was due to promoters wanting Andre to be the tallest athlete in the world, and at the time, the most famous tall athlete was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so they wanted Andre to be comfortably taller in order to market a larger attraction. The thing is, if Andre was measured just under 6'10" at 24, that may be his legit height. I mean, during his matches with Ernie Ladd, they didn't seem all that different in height, and by the age of 24, surely your growth plates will have closed. A lot of people said Andre was still growing in his 20s, but this just makes me suspect more that Andre was wearing lifts and being overbilled. According to the limited medical research I'm capable of doing, acromegaly doesn't cause change in height in adults. So Andre theoretically should have stopped growing by the time of his measurement at the age of 24. It's starting to look more and more like Andre was only about 6'10". I decided to look into what Rob Paul of Celeb Heights had to say on the matter, and he has Andre at exactly 7 foot tall, and the website's user's average guess is within fractions of that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm completely stuck. Usually, I put a lot of stock into what Rob Paul of Celeb Heights says when I make these videos, but to have his opinion differ with Dave Meltzer makes me less confident in Rob's take. Also, it just seems like the sort of thing Dave Meltzer would be annoyingly right about, if you know what I mean. Andre himself claimed to be slightly over 7 feet tall in interviews, but this was the era of kayfabe. Even in the modern era, Triple H has claimed to be 6'4" when he's always been a couple of inches under. It's not a stretch to say that Andre may have rounded up a little back in the days of kayfabe. I'm going to say he was potentially 6'11". Reason being is because it's a middle ground in this mess, but it begs a question. Was Andre intentionally frauding his height through his career? In my research, I've seen a lot of fans actually share that take, not to mention the fact that Andre was the sort of guy to drive really small cars to make sure the press caught just how ridiculously large he was. I mean, from a guy who would do such a stunt, the idea of lifts in his shoes to further accentuate his size isn't all that far-fetched. I leave it to you guys to be honest. Was Andre the Giant really as large and imposing as he himself would claim? Or is this another tall tale from the world of wrestling? I've been Sarcastic Mark, thanks for watching, subscribe please, I make really good shit, it's totally worth it.